And now, for your listening pleasure, reaching for the bars.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Cheers, 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 cheers.
Nice.
Don't say that, Caleb. You might have to drink for that one.
We didn't institute anything yet.
Welcome to Reaching for the Bars podcast.
To the Caleb Land podcast.
We are
Right there.
back again.
Back.
Guess who's back?
Back.
Back
in
again.
camo.
Again. Shady's back, friend.
Tell your
So hopefully you enjoyed last week's episode, which was probably something super cool. Oh, Netflix and chill.
Yeah. That's right.
yeah.
Great episode.
Boom. Chocolate.
Today we're going to do some fun stuff, stuff that everybody should look into, join.
I don't be a part of.
We're going to talk, what?
I mean, I'll explain my opinion once we get there.
Oh, boy.
We're going to talk about cults.
Right. I mean,
And Mabry's looking so aggressively at that pizza, he can't even. Looks so good. He can't even take it. So, we're going to talk about cults, but first, one's pepperoni, one's like full on meat, just like Andrew likes it.
full on meat. I actually prefer pepperoni.
What?
I prefer pepperoni.
Oh, pepperoni. He
I don't know
said.
what to do here. I feel
Nothing
stuck.
right now.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
This was so funny that we decided to just go be like, let's just podcast. We'll have the pizza come in.
I feel like it was a mistake, but it's
So
all right.
first thing I want to tell you guys about is I've been on an alien kick recently,
Yeah, we know.
but also shut up.
Yeah,
But also
All right.
I started watching a documentary.
So before you tell us this, happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Yes. Happy
Yes.
Mother's Day,
Oh,
Mom.
thanks
love
for making
you.
me feel like a piece of crap.
Yeah, way to go.
All right, go ahead with your alien stuff.
Yeah.
Aliens could be mothers too, dude. I mean,
Exactly.
you're being super speciesist,
Species, probably. I guess. I don't know.
extraterrestrialist.
I don't know. Who was it that went on that whole kick? That was like wanting to protect the leprechauns, unicorns, and
Demi Lovato.
yeah, she would know the word for that.
You're the extraterrestrial.
Terrestrial. So, I started watching this documentary on Netflix called Chimp Nation.
Chimp Nation.
So
Gotcha.
these guys basically started filming them in the country or the forest of Ngogo.
Go?
Is that a real place?
Yeah.
Is there an N
Where?
in front of that?
Look, just when you get a chance, search where is Ngogo. 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 Uganda.
Okay.
Is that where vibranium's from?
Yes, vibranium is from Uganda. Anyway, these guys started filming these chimps in 1993,
1993.
and they just released a documentary in 2023.
That's pretty cool.
So they've been in the forest. So basically, the chimps have just understood that they're part of their thing now.
200 gyms.
What was the lady that did that?
Jane
But it was-
Goodall.
That was for gorillas, right?
I don't know.
Didn't they kill her?
Yeah.
They should have.
No, they definitely did.
They did. Is
thought
that
so.
true? Is that real?
Because people always there's a guy that did it with bears. They're like, oh,
No.
see, we can be friends with them. And then they they make it like a little
Dude,
bit.
that is the funniest documentary on earth. Have you ever seen that?
She lived for like a long time with them, though.
Have you ever seen that documentary? With Grizzly Man. He's like, oh, look.
God,
He's
yeah.
like, here's Mr. Bear. Hey,
I forgot
Mr.
about-
Bear.
I forgot about that.
And the bear's like, Did you see Did you see it when Warner Herzog, the guy that directed it, he puts the headphones on to listen to because he was recording it while he got eaten.
Oh boy.
And Warner Herzog takes off the headphones. And he's like, nobody should ever hear this tape ever. I was like, my God. So, anyway, their chimps are like 98% genetically related to us. There's only 2% off.
Really?
And there's like
I don't think that matters much.
why would that not matter?
We share a lot of we have the same fingerprints as koalas.
I think like
They also have chlamydia.
There's
Yeah,
something
they really do.
I'm gonna look it up, but
That's a true statement.
there's something like we have more DNA comparison to like
A banana.
bananas than
Yeah.
chimps.
Go ahead and search it.
Okay.
Anyway, so these chimps have like a hierarchical
It's not more than a chimp. It's just a lot. It's
Hierarchy?
hierarchical structure. What am I saying, Andrew? Hierarchical,
What are you asking?
like a hierarchy, but they say a hierarchical
Hierarchical.
structure. So they have the alpha,
right.
and he's like the dude, but he's got friends, and like if you want to have, and if that chimp has like wants to be friends with him, they start grooming them, and if that chimp turns around and starts grooming him, they're buddies. But a chimp can just be like, I'm not grooming you, dude. You groom me. And then they're
He's
not
the
friends.
alpha.
And then that guy, well, he's the alpha, but then they're like other guys, other chimps
The
are trying
alpha
to.
will groom though if he's friends.
His
with
friend, yeah.
him? Oh.
And then all these other chimps are like, I want to be the alpha. So they do displays of dominance, which is they just run through the woods really fast and rip trees down.
Heck yeah.
It's crazy. They're like, "Rah, rah," and they just rip trees as they're running. And then the alpha will have to like respond and be like,
Can we be closer related with gorillas instead of chimps?
No, we are not. We can't be. Well, I guess we could be. If the aliens came down and decided to change chimps instead of gorillas.
I feel
But
like when people use that example of how close we are, it's like, I mean,
Well, of course we are.
there's a big difference though.
Yeah.
Why did you say, of course we are?
If there's a
That's
2%,
like the whole theory of evolution. It makes sense.
Actually, Andrew, the theory is that aliens came down and genetically altered some chimps to create us. But God created the aliens. So it's all still good.
it's also
We can all be on the same team.
Oh boy.
Let me just go ahead and skip past what I just said. I don't think it's the right audience. Anyway, if you haven't, you may think it sounds boring. When you start watching Chimp Nation, you will be, I need to see what happens because they like set up, you're like, these chimps about to fight. And they're like,
How
It's like
similar,
TLC for chimps.
how similar
kinda.
is Chimp Nation to watching any of those like Love Island? Like it's
that's what
all
I'm
the
saying,
same.
yeah.
It's the
Oh, dude,
same.
they do a part where they're like, they named all the chimps, obviously. So they're like, Susie needs a mate.
Yeah.
And Jackson is ready. And Jackson's like, he's in the woods and he's just like shaking a tree. And they're like, Jackson is showing that he wants to impregnate Susie. And he's just like, ruh, ruh, shaking the tree. And she's like, all right, let's do it.
Does that work, you think?
It does in the wild.
Nice.
So then the best part
Andrew,
is
you should try it.
Andrew's like in the gym with a tree, like,
It's like that plant's potted.
And then another dude comes in with a bigger tree and he starts shaking it. It's like,
come on.
golly.
where'd you get that tree?
Where'd you get that tree?
That's funny.
So anyway,
God. So where are you going with this chimp thing?
you have to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he doesn't.
I don't even tie
Okay.
back into Colts.
No, I don't know anything about that. I just wanted to tell you guys about the chimps.
Okay.
Andrew, can
But
you let me know?
that is what we're talking about, right?
Today we're talking about Colts.
Oh, okay. Did we ever say that?
I did.
I think so, but I thought you were tying that back into the Colts.
Okay,
I was
so
like,
chimps are Colts.
Jonestown.
Chimps are Colts. There you go.
The European people that I don't want to spoil.
Okay. So the first cult that we'll talk about today is actually, what are you doing? Oh, pizza.
Yeah.
Jonestown.
Yes.
So Andrew, tell us what you know about Jonestown.
All right. So it was here we go. There was a guy,
Uh-huh.
Christian guy. Let me clarify. It was a extremist organization perusing under the label of Christianity. And he had this group of people who, basically followed him for all the things and just your generic, old Christian cult that turned wrong.
Just your typical old Christian cult.
Yeah, I mean, using Christianity basically to show that he was above all.
Right.
And he was the receptor of God, that kind of stuff. But then they all moved. They had too many and they were getting I guess they were having like issues with local law.
They were getting a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were getting a lot of heat. Like they thought people wanted to leave and they couldn't leave and
Yeah.
police were getting involved.
And so they moved to South America.
That is correct.
And then it got
Guyana.
crazy. So the craziest part, obviously the ending is crazy, but the craziest part to me is that there was a congressman.
I just want to say that Andrew said the ending as if it were just a movie, but it's like a real thing that happened. He's like, the plot twist is going to get you.
So wait, where was it in the United States?
Oh, I don't remember. Florida?
Seems like I feel like it was Texas, but it
They don't
seems like
really
a
care
Florida.
about. They don't really care about where it started, but they
But-
say it was. It was
But
somewhere.
so all I'm wondering is like all these people part of this cult that believe that this dude is.
Pennsylvania.
Oh,
No, never mind. That's never mind. Hold on.
That's him.
That's actually Jonestown. This is.
Oh. Oh, but
That's
anyway.
You're spelling it Johnstown. It's Jonestown.
I got it.
Anyway, he convinced all these people to uproot their lives and move to South America with him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
He was like, they're trying to take us down.
people are
Indianapolis.
so convincing.
Dude,
started it in
Jim
Indianapolis.
Jones was like, I mean, I feel like I've heard about him my whole life. Like, it's like,
Well, it's pretty terrifying.
well, I mean,
Sorry, go ahead.
not really.
It's pretty terrifying.
I mean, I'm not going to do that. Like,
So
That's what they
you
said.
aren't.
That's what people said too. I'd never been part of a cult, but this guy knows what he's talking about.
no, he doesn't. That's where I would
Cult?
be like,
I don't
I'd be
know.
like, the only cult I'm part of is CrossFit.
So the worst part, we should
Someone
tie
say
that.
that.
in.
No, we should. I think we'll talk about it, but I think cult, the word, gets a terrible connotation
Yeah.
because of the bad examples.
'Cause,
But,
yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Jonestown, you probably have all the details, right? So
Nope.
you can give me.
We're going based off of what you know and
Miss-
nothing else. If you don't know all the information, we're
I literally Google searched cult names, but no information, and that's I was like, I'm just gonna read the names off and let Andrew go to town.
So the craziest part about this, though, is there was an American congressman who visited this place to try to, I guess, get them to come back or figure out what was going on.
I
He
think
went
they
to
were
South America?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think they were gonna.
Joseph Biden.
So yeah, he was like, "Do you have any kids?"
Well, it gets worse. They killed this congressman.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So-
I mean,
U.S. congressman.
makes
So here's
sense.
what happened, from my recollection.
I mean, that feels like a war. Like,
Well,
you killed a
trust me,
congressman.
it was a war.
Yeah, I mean that's why
So the congressman went
plot
there
twists happen.
because people were like saying how terrible it was, and they were being held hostage, and
So
so
the people that were there were being held hostage.
well, it depends on who you asked.
To a degree,
Yeah.
some of them.
So
Like psychologically, yeah.
yeah, so this guy went.
It's like
But they don't know it.
I mean, it's like have you ever heard of the fundamentalists, the Mormon fundamentalists? It's kind of like that, where like they feel they're so like psychologically in it that they feel like
but
there's
who's
stuff.
fighting for them? Who's like saying like, hey, these people are being
The
held?
people that have left
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that got out of it,
Okay.
they're like, this place is a nightmare. So this senator went,
I got you.
and
So there were
or
people,
congressman.
There were
congressman.
people. There were people that were like, "Hey, this is crazy." Right?
What country? What country did they end up in South America?
Guyana.
Guyana.
That's not a relevant country.
It's not. We should just get rid of it anyway.
Probably. Well,
I mean, I feel like you killed one of our congressmen. We're gonna come and
Well, I mean, it wasn't
end
the
your
country.
civilization.
So basically,
It was
what
just a bunch
happened?
of Americans.
So
Yeah.
they found out that this guy. So they had an airport into the place or an airstrip,
right.
and the congressman gets off and he's like, oh, I should go check this place out and make sure it's legit. So he walks off his plane and he's like, hey, everybody, I'm here to check out the cult. And then they were like, dead. They killed him before he even got off, like, into the town.
Oh,
What
wow, I
did-
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So what did he think was going to happen? Like, did he think he was going to go down there and be like, "Oh, I resolved everything. I brought these people back up with
You
me"?
know, congressman, man.
I don't know. Could you
Was
even
it a
think of
PR
congressman
stunt for him?
doing that nowadays? Something like that?
No.
No.
So what was
least he was
the
trying.
consequence of that happening for them?
They sent American forces in to shut it down.
Oh, did they really?
But when the American forces came in, that's when the Jonestown massacre happened, where Jim Jones was like, all right, everybody just come to the meeting hall. We have a nice drinky Kool-Aid.
Because they good batch.
Yeah, I was
of
about to say,
them.
this is the one with
batch-
the Kool-Aid,
yeah,
right?
a nice simple batch of Kool-Aid. And they're like, is there anything in this Kool-Aid? Just some sugar, cyanide. And they're like, what's that second thing? I said sugar. No. After that, I didn't say anything.
The
after
other
that.
S? The,
Smiles.
So come on and just have some. So they like, parents like gave it to their kid. They were like, give it to your kids first, and then you drink it, so that they would. So he wanted to, like, if they were going to take them, it was like everybody's going. So they like basically, some people didn't take it and obviously left, but
the dude's a psychopath. Like,
I mean,
like
for
he
sure.
like burned everything. Like instead of just like self-preservation, like take care of himself, he like took everybody else that was like following him.
I
with
would
him.
guess.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going down, everyone else is
He
going
has
down
like the
with me.
opposite like motto of like a captain of a boat. It's like, I will go down with the boat. He's like, no, the boat will go down with me. I don't think
That's
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 I don't think
exactly
that
right.
doesn't have to happen there. He's
I think
no.
that's like
I mean,
that's probably like a deeper conversation, like what's going on in these guys' minds,
Oh,
because
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously want power.
You could, I guarantee you could Google up what Jordan Peterson thinks about this guy, and he would like.
He's like, he's a pretty good guy, to be honest with you. He's like, if he was from Canada, I might think about doing it.
I don't think he likes people from Canada. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, fair.
But no, that's,
Canada sucks.
I would
We
I would
all
be
do
interested to see my funniest the funniest thing that I can think about with a cult is The Office. Whenever Creed's being interviewed, he's like, yeah, I've been a part of a cult. I've also led a few cults. It's more
More fun than
it's more fun to be in than lead, but you make more money whenever you lead. It's like
God.
It's like, dude,
It was like, oh boy.
it's like this guy.
Should they have done a TV show spinoff with
Just Creed. Just and his life.
Yeah, dive into the background of what's going on there. That'd be funny.
Bo Body.
Sorry, that's the only thing I know about cults.
So cults.
And Waco.
Oh, the Waco and Waco.
yeah.
We're talking about that.
Yeah, Waco is.
The next one may
Crazy.
require a little bit more conversation.
Okay.
So the Manson family.
Oh,
So there's some.
I forget that this is like a cult. Like,
So
I
there's
forgot
some
about that.
very strong evidence, and I'm talking very strong evidence that the government, the CIA in particular,
Oh, like we're
had
involved.
taught Charles Manson how to use LSD to brainwash people. So because he kept getting in trouble and they would kept letting him go out of prison. So they'd be like, oh, he committed a robbery. And CIA would show up and be like, let him go. And then he would get out again. And then he had these. So they were like,
Well,
I
it's
forget
worth
the name of
noting.
the project.
Chris Manson. Chris Manson.
Chris Manson, Oldwood Custom Cabinets.
Chris Mason.
Charles Manson never killed anybody.
So this is like the same thing as when you're like, Hitler was a good leader. This is the same guy. Charles Manson shouldn't be in prison. He never actually killed me.
Did we establish something in the fact that Mabry supports and then Andrew supports Manson?
I don't say I supported Manson.
No,
at all. I
that's
just
basically what you just said.
completely-
He never
completely-
killed
yeah.
anyone.
You just said he
just said
never
he-
killed anybody.
You defended
Are
him.
you-
Are you
Doesn't he be in
supporting
jail?
him? I feel like that's a support. How I
just
support
saying.
the Miami
It's-
Dolphins, you support
It's
the
an
Manson
interesting
family.
fact.
Is it the
Factoid.
movie called The Strangers where the people come in the cabin? Isn't that based
yeah.
off of like they were saying that was based off of like some of the stuff that would happen with some of the followers?
I mean, that is how they kill people. They just like went into your house and.
So the reason they got in
I
trouble
think
is
that's based off of like people who were like it would be like a group following the like trying to be like the Manson. Yeah,
they
part of
killed
their
they
group.
killed like a famous actress.
Yeah.
First of all, have you seen that movie?
What's a scary movie?
You know the
No,
name of
it's
the
not.
actress?
That movie,
kinda
if,
creepy.
if,
Sharon
if
Tate.
that was my family in the
Sharon
cabin in
Tate.
the woods, that movie would be 5 seconds short.
That's a good point.
Let me
dude.
put a PSA.
That girl is stupid.
Let me put
Yeah.
an announcement out for everybody listening. You show up to my house in a mask and it's not Halloween, I'm putting you down. You take that however you
Wait,
want it.
the girl was
We're
alone.
not-
right?
Are you gonna have sex with them?
Maybe.
Was the girl alone in the movie?
No.
I thought she was.
I mean,
They answered that door like 8 times with these people with masks on.
Oh,
I'm
that's a
telling
good
you
point.
right now, dude. You
if
come
you
to
are
my
wearing a mask, I'm in the middle of
Bro,
nowhere.
yeah, and it's
you're getting shot on
it's
the
past.
porch.
If the sun is set,
Yeah, you're getting
you
shot
better
on
not
the
knock
porch.
on my door, man. I'm telling you right now.
I mean, even if it is Halloween, I'm still.
That movie, that movie would have been like, here we are, the cooks. They'd be like, here we are, the cooks in their cabin in the woods. Let's start the movie, and it's over.
Oh,
Kill them all. Like,
Maybe shot them almost instantly.
I mean, dude, I would just open the door. Let's call the cops now.
That's a great point.
Dude,
meant
I'm
to-
telling you right now.
It was just fun. This just made me think of it. But I meant to text you guys the other day. So we all have like pistols, guns, whatever it might be, in the house for like self defense. Yeah, my arms.
Right
that
here,
type of
baby.
thing.
Two pythons.
But
right?
maybe a few years ago, bought us like I got a battle axe for Christmas. I keep it right beside my bed, like
It's awesome,
right
too.
next to me. Like it's like my first first thing. I'm gonna grab this real quick.
I got you like a. It's like a machete. It's a machete.
It's a sword.
No, it's a sword.
It's a machete.
So here's an interesting question.
but it's a sword.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But anyway, so Penelope's like crawling around now. First thing she finds is that axe. She just like picks it up and she's like, she had 2 hands on it. She's like, oh, I'm like,
Oh god.
hey, give that to me.
That's my bad. Yeah.
No, that's not you. I left it on the ground. It was just
So
funny.
it'd be so easy to shoot somebody like emotionally. If you had to battle axe somebody to death, it'd be a problem.
Oh right. Yeah, there's some more like effort and
Yeah, because
action.
if you like
You're
if you hit them
deciding.
one time and they're like, ow, and they're bleeding, you'd be like, oh, darn it.
Well, you don't have to kill them.
You're going to let them just
feel-
like,
I feel like
just disarm
put them out of
them.
their misery. Ooh,
I feel like-
disarm.
Not like.
it's me a flesh wound.
Let me see your hands real quick. I gotta make sure you can't grab me. Nah, just kill me.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If someone's breaking into my house, I mean, I want them to, feel it a little bit.
I think the best way to do it is have sex with them.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll never come back.
Yeah, cut their arms and legs off with the battle axe,
Well,
and then get them on.
Well, there might be some cum on their back.
Well, you can't say that.
Nice.
We didn't institute
We
it.
didn't institute anything.
Okay.
Ah,
We should vote on that. That. Maybe we can't say that.
what are you
I'm
talking
good with it.
about?
I'm good with it.
Of course you are.
I think you can say it. Caleb can't.
No, it's instituted now. Nate Bargatze rule in effect right now.
Okay.
That's still my favorite blooper with Chris Pratt.
I know. I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
That's where I get for sure.
So the
Speaking of
Manson.
Chris Pratt, if you haven't watched it, go watch.
Yeah, I'm
The New
excited
Galaxy.
now. I'm excited about that.
It's really good.
That excites me.
I
Not
thought
the
it was
small
good.
one,
I will
not
say
Psycho.
that I think there's going to be different opinions. I walked out of the movie theater. I looked at Devin. I was like, man, that was one of the best Marvel movies I've seen in a while. And then right after, some guy comes out and he's like, that's the worst movie I've ever seen. I was like,
weird.
wow, okay.
And it was Chris Pratt.
No, I thought it was good though. It was like
I'm
an
excited to
emotional
see that.
story. You're invested. It was good.
But moral of this
Anyways.
story is you come in our house, we're killing you.
Yeah, truly.
Unless wait, so you can't no more coming in the cook's house?
You better make sure I know you're coming.
Oh, trust me.
It's happening.
Maybe come downstairs.
Calm down.
Are you masturbating in my house? Yeah, I misunderstood the podcast, I guess.
You told me.
You told me to tell you every time.
Like, why are you doing that in my house?
I just let myself in. The door was open. The door was not open. All right. Well, the window was open.
I had to break the latch. I had to break the latch.
So, anyway, the Manson family. So they're pretty. So Andrew is right. Charles Manson never got convicted with actually murdering
Yeah,
somebody,
sure.
but he did lead people to murder people, and they pretty brutally murdered a girl, a Hollywood actress.
But not them.
But why her?
Some of them aren't in jail, right?
Some of them. I'm sure the ones that killed are.
I don't think. I don't know. I remember watching a thing recently, and it was like people in the cult that had killed people were not in jail.
That can't be true. If you committed, it doesn't. If you killed somebody, they're not like. Everybody on earth that ever committed a murder would just be like, "I'm part of a cult, and they told me to do it."
Yeah.
And then you just be like, "They're like, oh, we didn't know that." Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh my
do it.
God, you poor thing.
What you want some money from the government?
We didn't realize you were in a cult. That explains why you beat this person to death with a
battle axe.
Yeah, baseball bat. It makes
wrong.
sense now that you hit them 82 times. 82. I mean, at some point you get tired.
That seems like a lot. Their head came off almost instantly. It's like, well, yeah. You ever seen the OJ documentary?
Like, man, they had a thick neck.
God, dude, you can't go.
Wasn't
to
there
that
like a
house.
report of a boyfriend stabbed his girlfriend 19 times?
Oh, yeah.
my God.
I saw that.
That was like here recently.
I thought it was
local.
vice versa, but yeah.
No,
The
I think
girlfriend
the
stabbed the boyfriend.
Maybe it was.
What's important? Because if dinner wasn't on the table, I'm with the guy. Right?
But
You're lucky
19
Lori
times-
doesn't listen to this podcast.
19 times? Like, what are you doing? Like, where are you stabbing 19 times? I mean, what is going on there, man?
Yeah, it's intense.
That's too much.
It was all to the genital area.
It must have been a guy. I don't think girls do that.
Not 19 times.
That's like
Actually, no. I feel like a girl might do that more. Like,
No.
just-
I don't
'cause
know.
That's pure rage.
I don't
you
know. I've seen Gabby coming in a couple times. She might be a 19 plus.
She might.
Yeah.
She's a 19 pluser. What does that mean? She will stab you 19
Well, you
plus
gotta think,
times.
Like if a girl's murdering somebody, that means it's real passionate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be 19 times.
Dude, I can't wrap my mind. I don't care if you're a girl or a guy.
Hey,
I can't
please
wrap my mind
search-
around.
Typical
Average.
Savage.
female murderer. Let's see what comes up.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means,
Are they
honestly.
going to give us a description?
Oh,
They typically don't butcher nor torture.
see, it's too like personal.
Yeah, but like if you're
But,
it's like if it's like your husband who's been beating you for 10 years.
19 times?
Then you have to take a look at what you've been doing. You can't
boy.
get.
Extreme ownership. Yikes, not the time.
You have to take ownership of why you've been being beaten for 10 years.
I mean, how many days out of the week?
You
are
ever
there
seen that
not
movie?
food on things?
You ever seen that movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez?
Where she's had enough.
Hey, it's great. She beats the ever loving crap out of that.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out there
What?
because that movie's fine,
Yeah, you don't like that movie?
but it's fine. But I'm gonna be honest. Jennifer Lopez could go train for 10 years,
I know.
and if I wanted to attack her, I mean, I would destroy her. If she was like, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
But the point
and-
is the guy in the movie is a skeezy little punk, and I was gonna cuss, but I thought it was a little punk, and those are the guys you can beat up. Like he was like, you know, he's like beating on his wife, and she's like, I'm gonna learn some stuff.
I mean, it's great. It's a very uplifting story, but she should shoot him.
No, I agree. Yeah.
She shouldn't fight him with hands.
Use a weapon, yeah.
You shouldn't fight him with hands.
First of all, women, if you do need to fight your husband, brass knuckles. Such an underrated thing, but man, do a lot of damage.
I think you go taser to the testicles is what you do. That's gonna put somebody down.
The TT.
Maybe a little pepper spray.
The old
taser.
testicle tase. Oh, so you tase him, you cut his testicles, and you spray the pepper spray in there.
Oh,
He's not
called-
coming at you.
That's called torture.
Yeah.
Testicular torture.
torture.
Yeah, man. We got the Constitution. You can't be doing that.
I think in the Constitution it says,
No testicular torture.
TT is okay.
yeah, if dinner's on the table.
That's not the same. You don't even know what that means.
Testicular torture?
Oh, I thought you said torsion. I was
Oh,
like, what?
that's
Oh,
same
testicular
thing.
torsion is terrible.
Same thing.
I like live in fear of that daily.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
That's
Why?
like, because it's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard.
I don't
How
think
many
it's
things
very
are getting
common.
close to your genitals?
I don't know, but it
you can
seems.
do it in your sleep, right?
See, dude, you need to be more
If you're
afraid.
not- if you're not wearing the proper
Dusty's
stuff.
just like in the
Because
bed.
every
just-
once in a while I sleep naked. They say that's not a good thing to do.
yeah, you shouldn't.
You
do
get
that.
your
Yeah.
you get your testicles all torsioned.
So I was like, oh, they're like,
What do you
don't
do?
sleep
Smash
naked.
it with your leg?
Then I wore like loose, nice little comfy sleep shorts. They're like, gotta watch out for that too.
No,
So
you need
now-
like a tight little package.
What you want to do is get
I'm not
That's
doing
what I'm
that.
doing. No,
you want to
man.
get underwear that splits the balls
Oh, boy.
and pulls one to one side, one to the other.
Right, it's
There's
too
no
much.
there's
You
no
know
chance
what?
they get twisted.
This is ridiculous. They don't make stuff for men anymore.
Yeah.
we need ball
We need a
holder
care package,
underwear.
yeah.
They
we
do
need
make-
Oh, they do
ball
make
holding-
those
They do
now.
make those.
They make ball holding underwear.
Yeah, they're very expensive. That's why you don't know anything about them.
Well, that makes sense. After all the crap y'all send me on a daily basis, y'all couldn't send me there's underwear that'll hold my balls right.
I bought a pair.
You bought a pair?
It's not as comfortable as you would hope.
I'm sure it's
It's
not
exactly
I
what
feel
you
like-
think
yeah,
it
I
is.
must say,
It
I
just
don't-
feels like this. You're just like, oh,
Just somebody holding
It
it on.
feels like someone holding your balls all day.
this is not great.
You don't get any.
I don't know that it decreases the risk of testicular torsion.
It might
You
make
need
it
to
worse.
separate and pull them away from each other.
I was like, I don't like how tight my balls are and loose my penis is.
All right, let's move off the ball talk.
All right. So, do we have anything else to say about the Manson family?
Yeah, we really went off there.
Yeah, sorry. What did we get to? How did we get to that?
We're talking about cults and testicular torsion.
We went down a path.
Okay, the Mansons. Yeah, that was.
Okay, so the next one we've all probably
weird.
heard about because it was within our lifetime. The Branch Davidians.
The branch.
I've heard of it.
Branch Davidians, that is the wacko from Waco.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's right.
I didn't recognize.
Netflix
that.
made a TV
It's
series on it.
it's fantastic.
I don't know how accurate it is.
It's very accurate.
Oh, is it really?
I've done no research.
How do you know? I was gonna say, how do you know?
I feel like it's exactly what happened. Anyway, this is the one. This is like where the joke comes from. This guy was literally like, "Hey, you and your wife should join my cult." And the guy was like, "Cool." And then they joined. They're like, "Hey, man, you can't have sex with your wife anymore." But you know who can? This guy.
Why would someone sign up for that? I don't
So-
understand that.
So this guy had sex with everybody's wives, but none of the husbands had sex with their wives.
Who
Sucks.
How does that work, man? Like, who? Like, what are you telling these guys to be like? That makes sense.
Well, they thought he was the son of God. So if you
Even
thought
still, Jesus wants to have sex with your wife.
Yeah, that makes sense.
if you legitimately if you thought that a person was Jesus, if you literally thought like you're like this is Jesus, he's back,
Okay.
and he was like, I'm having sex with Gabby from now on, and you're not.
Yeah,
And
but
you
wouldn't that be a little
legitimately
weird?
thought it was Jesus.
Be like, hold on, Jesus.
Yo, would you? Hold up, Jesus.
Yeah, but your whole belief is based on like
Right.
Christianity, so it would be weird if Jesus asked you to do something that
No,
was
if Jesus
not.
said, I need to get Gabby pregnant, I'd be like, okay. But then he's like, I need to get Laura and Rachel pregnant too. I'd be like, hold on. Back here.
We're like, let's see what happens with Gabby first.
You should be like, I mean, this.
What if he's like, we need your wife needs to give birth to this next son of God, and you're
Right.
like, okay.
The-
You're like, he's just like, zip, and you're like, what? He's like, you don't just snap your fingers. You're like, no.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
The simple thing about it was how was Jesus born?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a true Christian, you believe that.
He's
Mary
like,
was-
the Bible got that wrong. He's like, my dad came down. Laid
you know the
pipe
big
in
guy
Mary.
upstairs.
He's like,
came
did you not
there.
read the Bible? I used to hang out with prostitutes all the time, dude. I used to chill with them all the time. You think
think-
washing your feet is washing
Oh,
your
boy.
feet? No, dude.
It's like, all right, hold on.
You're like, all right, I think you're not Jesus anymore.
You're losing me, Jesus.
The fact that you're wearing a tank top and you just said, "What up, dogs?" is making me think that you're just trying to have sex with my wife.
I do think you're about to lose a few teeth here in a second.
I'm just trying to be relevant.
Yeah, so they went to Waco, and they started this cult, and the FBI came because they were stockpiling weapons.
Oh, jeez.
So they were like, well, David Koresh was like,
I
they're
was
gonna
gonna say, what's the guy's name?
David Koresh. He was like, they're coming for us. So let's stockpile guns. It's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you stockpile guns and they're going to come for you, but he was like, they're coming for us, so we need to stockpile guns.
Right.
But he was actually like,
Is it illegal to stockpile guns?
illegal ones.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting.
He wasn't going to the
wasn't
store and being
filing
like, give me 5 of the AR-15s and I'll take 4
He
of the
wasn't
shot.
filing his form 2.
No, he was not.
Yeah,
He
I
was
gotcha.
not. So the government literally sent in tanks
Nice.
and they eliminated everybody there.
No, I mean,
And there's a
fire
big-
back?
What?
I guess I don't know much.
There's
about
some like controversy if one of the Branch Davidians fired a shot and then the government was like, go, go, go. And the government wouldn't lie.
this. No, they
So
Never
it
have.
must have happened
Yeah,
that
I
way.
believe in a lot of things. Like
They like smoke grenaded these
9/11.
people, and then because they had like this underground thing, and it killed a bunch of people because they like went underground to try to get out, but they couldn't get out because of these tanks and like they smoked, so they just like died of asphyxiation like under
Yeah.
the building. But there was like a big problem because the FBI was like, they basically just slaughtered them, and people were like, "Hey man, you can't just slaughter people." And they're like, "I mean, we did."
Didn't they kind of like torture him too? Like they always had lights like in the middle of the night.
Oh, dude, they
shining on
played
them.
like loud. They
and loud
wouldn't let him
music
sleep.
or
They
something.
wouldn't let him
That's
sleep. They had lights
But
shining
like-
at the
but
house.
Why do we
at
do
some
that to
point-
the Middle East?
Yeah, but at some point it's like
They deserve it.
you're stockpiling weapons. Like you just declared like a domestic war. Like they've sent the military in to stomp you out.
Well, dude, I think it's one of
people
those
are like-
things where-
People are like,
I
whoa,
don't agree
whoa,
with
whoa, whoa! We didn't know you were gonna take it this serious. We
Yeah.
just have a couple like ARs in here.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did they just go in and kill all these people just for having guns?
Well, no, I don't think they killed them for having guns. I think when the firing started happening, they were like, we need to eliminate this pretty
But,
quickly.
But there's controversy on whether or not the
I mean, they
Colt
don't.
actually
Who
fired.
shot
Yeah,
the
they don't
first
know
fight?
but they certainly shot at them.
So at some point they
They were shooting at them. Yeah,
Let's just
Yeah, that's fair.
break it down from a legal.
they killed
It
4.
sounds-
They killed 4 agents. That's
It sounds to me like it was a couple husbands that were mad they didn't get to have sex with their wives, and they're like, "All right, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot at these FBI agents real quick."
Who are these guys getting to have sex with?
what's that?
It's
Who are
the-
those guys getting
each
to have
other.
sex with?
Nobody. They don't have sex.
Yeah, I'm
They're
out.
having sex with each other.
David Koresh is. They're like, hey man, if I can't have sex with my wife, you want to do some stuff? That didn't seem like how a religious cult would work. But
I
maybe
don't know. Maybe it sounds exactly like it would work.
You have some sex. Who can we have sex with?
you're like, all right, you have sex with my wife, but who do I get?
Do they get to have sex with his wife?
No, you can't have sex with any women.
Nope.
All right,
See,
all
at
right.
least-
no, you said it already. You just
See,
said women. You
See,
just didn't
the
say
logic-
anybody.
that just doesn't make any logical sense. At least the fundamentalist Mormons, they still do. This guy would just marry a bunch of people. So at least they were his wife.
Oh, so you're saying it's fine to do that?
But he would make like other people's give up their wives and he
Do
would
you-
marry them.
It's pretty sweet.
Have y'all heard of this guy?
Yeah. And then his son married all his moms.
Maybe I don't know.
That actually happened.
Yeah.
I think-
You guys should go listen. Yeah,
I
because
could
the
be-
son was the really crazy one.
Yeah, and he married all his dad's
And he's in
wives,
jail.
which are his moms.
He's in jail, but he's still running the cult.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
And
What cult are you talking about?
It's the fundamentalist. It's this like offshoot Mormon.
And the fundamentals are marry a bunch of women and then marry your moms. Dude, that's the weirdest thing, isn't it?
There's a documentary about them too.
You're like, me and Laura were watching it, the documentary on that.
Documentaries about weird stuff.
We were watching,
yeah.
me and Laura were watching that documentary, and we were sitting on the couch, and I was like, this dude's about to marry all his moms. And Laura was like, no. And they were like, and he married all his moms. And you're like, I knew it. You could see that was happening.
It was messed up. Like there was one leader, and he would just like marry all these women, and it was like as soon as you were of a quote of age.
So which one was his biological mom? Did he marry her too?
I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't do that much
So
research.
you ready, Mom?
I was about to say because that's
You about to get it, Mom?
I don't think so. But he's in
That's
jail for having sex with children. That's because they would.
Dude, he's all
And
over
that's
the
illegal.
place.
Yeah, that's illegal. And
I mean, so he's marrying moms and having sex with children.
Let's get
it
back
was
to the
just
Waco
sexual.
thing.
Anyways,
Yeah, I don't.
It's
like
pretty
that
much
as
over.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, the military coming in and stomping that out probably
I don't hate it.
Probably makes sense.
I feel different ways
feel
about
different.
it.
Well,
I
don't
guess
do
it
illegal
depends.
shit.
Well,
Hey,
Good point. Yep.
I guess it depends what you're classifying illegal as. Because I think,
shooting at FBI
yeah,
agents,
yeah,
illegal.
I agree with that.
Keeping
Against
people
the law.
hostage, illegal.
But I mean,
Was he keeping them hostage?
Having
Could they
sex
leave
with
freely?
kids, illegal.
That's illegal.
Could they leave freely?
Having automatic
Well,
weapons?
I think that's
It's just a
that's like the
little
ultimate
illegal.
question that you just
a
asked.
little.
It's
Like a cult.
by like what
Like can
agency?
they leave? Probably,
At what
but they
point-
don't want.
like
to leave.
now
You know
you're
what I mean?
talking about at what point is it too many illegal weapons? You see what I'm saying?
I think
can't
one
draw-
illegal weapon is too many.
You can't draw the line and be like, oh, they only had a couple illegal weapons. It's like, well, at what point is it like it's too many illegal weapons and now this is a problem?
I believe in the
I think-
government's eyes, it's one.
I think the line of illegal weapons is like super subjective, but
It sounds to me like he got a bunch of women to believe in the fact that he was like the son of God, and then he got a bunch of women that were married to betas
Yeah.
that were like,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Beta boys.
okay, and stuff like that. So like,
He's like, where
Like,
the
he's
beta
like-
soy boys at?
soy boys with hot wives, where you at?
He just texts them WYD. Who's that, honey? It's just David. He's just seeing what we're up to tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. What you're up to tonight.
Oh, he clarified. He's asking you to come down to the bar.
That guy's also like the classic 80s looking guy.
He looks rough.
Yeah, he's not like, but he's like a classic 80s guy. Like he could be in an action movie.
you know what's really funny is those glasses have came back in like style.
Yeah,
They're
they
pretty
have.
sweet glasses.
No, I
I've
saw a
always
guy.
liked
I
them.
saw a guy at the
I
climbing
always
gym.
ask the question when people say stuff like that because there's a lot of stuff that's come back, but has it come back?
Yeah.
I mean, has
Those
it
are
really?
sweet.
It's a try. Like
Mullets?
seriously, I saw a guy at the gym the other day. Like he has to know this.
This gym?
No, or a climbing gym.
Oh.
He looked
Makes sense.
exactly like Jeffrey Dahmer. Like exactly.
Was he top roping? Is that an insult? I don't know.
No, it's not an insult.
Oh.
Top roping means he's
There's nothing
leaning.
wrong with top
What's the
roping.
other thing that we talked about that we're making fun of Andrew for?
You guys-
Belaying?
No.
No,
Is
he's
it?
Sword-
We're gonna have to do a rock
What is
climbing
it?
episode.
What was he doing that they were making fun of him for?
No, nothing.
the fact that he just basically hangs from a rope and doesn't actually climb.
Oh, yeah. Was he just hanging from a rope?
You can't do that.
You couldn't hang from a rope?
Not get pulled up like that unless you have like a whole lever.
All right,
system.
listen.
I think you might want to ask David Carradine because, I mean, that's the
know.
opposite.
I know we've gone off task, but we
All
can't
right.
angry.
All right, we'll do a rock climbing episode.
I offered you to do it this week.
Yeah.
And you could have put all this to rest.
We've been perfect chance.
But now we just think you're a beta soy boy hanging there from a rope.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways,
Pull me up, Steve.
I wonder if he ever got any just like guys to be like, yeah, I'll join your cult. Be like, nah, never mind, dude.
Yeah.
Like you got to have a woman to bring.
Oh, Jesus doesn't like you.
You're not married.
You think that he would have been more attractive though?
Yeah,
I guess I was imagining.
I think that's
some-
80s attractive.
I think that is 80s attractive.
Yeah, 80s attractive was different.
Just like
I don't know if that's any attractive.
I think he's convincing.
real muscle.
So like if you think about it, like if he was super attractive, he would be like non-approachable.
Gotcha.
Like you want someone that's approachable. So
He's
like
got to look like crap.
so he's got to look like that. So that way like people would approach him and then he can
see.
convince them that he is the son of God.
All right, let's do two more.
People are crazy.
Me and Laura just watched a documentary on this.
Hey man, why are y'all watching all these?
Yeah, you're watching a lot of documentaries on cults.
I guess I'm smarter than you guys.
to start one.
Does that make you smarter?
I don't think so.
Does it make you dumber?
No,
No,
Exactly.
it doesn't.
Exactly.
You're
Maybe.
choosing a weird topic to.
I watch
become
docu-
not-
Those
you're now
who
more
don't study
knowledgeable.
history are doomed to repeat it.
I watch a
think
lot of
that's true.
documentaries on like
Yeah, but there's a
animals
lot
and stuff
more
like
of-
that. Does that make me smarter than you?
There's a
Say it
lot
again?
more to history.
I watch a lot of
than
documentaries on like
cults
animals and stuff.
and aliens.
Have you watched Chimp Nation? I didn't think so.
Okay. Chimp Nation's different than like a typical animal. It's
don't
not
need to re-
National Geographic.
Yeah, I'd hate to repeat Chimp Nation.
What are you doing again here with this cool thing?
Why do you?
Turn your chair around, why don't you?
Yeah, AC Slater it, dude.
Dude, I'm.
Yeah, it might make the chair more comfortable.
Did you see that they just came out with a chair so that guys couldn't do that anymore because it was too alpha?
It's
It's a chair that you can't spin around and sit in. It like closes your legs.
I saw another one where it was like, yeah, it keeps your legs closed.
Yeah, you- so you
And it's
can't
like,
spin
so
it
you
around.
can't man spread.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can't-
like-
yeah.
But if you turn it around, it's like the perfect man.
So you couldn't flip the chair around and sit AC,
Here, hold on.
AC Slater. It pulls your. You probably get testicular torsion.
Unless you have those underwear.
What? Hold on, wait. You just used the word man spreading. Like when we pull our.
I didn't use it. He
apart,
used it.
No. So,
But
This
is
is
that
the-
a thing?
the chair on the right is the idea. Hold on. Let me
Oh, that's
do it.
us.
Sure. The chair on the right is the idea of where you can. It puts your legs closer, right? So,
In almost testicular torsion.
so,
Why is this so long?
so on,
That's what she said.
and the idea was there's a video of like a guy like pulling a chair around because it's like this is supposed to prevent man spreading, so your knees are always together. But if you just turn it around, it's like perfect.
They literally invented this to stop guys from AC Slatering it, but they've only promoted it.
They've
Now.
only
Why-
made it better.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Is
Look,
that a
look,
problem?
scroll down, scroll
Are
down.
these the guys that invented it?
Are we man spreading? Is that a thing?
Are those not?
Because dude, I don't ever have my knees within
Are those
2
not-
feet of each other.
Are those
if,
not?
If I see a man sitting like that, you
First of all, those are man legs. Those
Are those
that's not two guys.
Those are
is it?
beta soy boy legs.
dude, those are women.
David Koresh is having sex with that guy's wife as we speak.
Like, here's the picture. Those are very much two males. Or what's a male?
No, the
and
one on the
female?
left is a
Okay,
girl.
I was
Nah,
gonna
yeah.
say, dude.
Oh no, let's not.
And she's covering her spot like she has something there. Like
Oh, that's like a handle. There's a handle.
If we see anybody sitting like that moving forward, we beat them up.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I mean, who
Don't
buys
say it like
this,
that.
Who buys this?
It's
chair?
dangerous. Like Dusty said.
Yeah, you
They-
could
do
literally
they not
torsion your
It's
testicles.
not like I don't think people appreciate the fact
Students
that there
design
is
chair.
literally stuff in between our legs
Important
that
stuff.
doesn't
Did
go
you guys-
up into our bodies or anything.
Yeah, like,
it
this
just
is
stays
just
out.
uncomfortable.
Did you
I
guys
mean-
read the caption that says students design chairs that could put an end to manspreading?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
That's
didn't
like
that
was the-
students.
I've
Like
never,
what?
I've never heard that man spreading was a
Dude,
problem.
What?
Only in a college could this be like promoted.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I mean?
there, it's a college in California. Guarantee it.
This
Yeah.
is like people who don't pay their bills yet problems.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like, we need to stop these people opening their legs.
Look
It's
at
why don't
this
you
ridiculous.
why don't you-
scumbag just taking it all up.
Yeah, but the guy on the right's also a dude.
I'm just kidding.
I think maybe I shouldn't gender identify.
You should not.
and
I
then-
hate to say this. But
Here's what I'm
I
talking
mean,
about. So it's like men's chair. Then you're just like, bam.
So anyway, me and Laura just watched this documentary called Heaven's. It's about Heaven's Gate. Are you familiar with Heaven's
Oh
Gate?
yeah, you were
I'm
talking about.
not. Oh, actually, is this the meteor?
I'm sorry, you sound so stupid. The comet.
Oh,
This guy. This guy.
Andrew like that.
Yeah.
Andrew like that.
Okay, anyways.
Andrew's like, my God, I sound so stupid. I'm sorry.
He's
Yeah.
like, you're right. I am stupid.
It was. They thought that they were going to. Well, they first thought that Jesus was an alien. I'm dumbing this down, but they were a branch off of Christianity.
If you
They
think
thought
about
that
it.
Jesus was an alien and that he was bringing the mothership by.
Technically, everyone's an alien unless they're on planet Earth right now. So let's not
What?
get into that.
What?
Everyone's an alien.
If they're not on planet Earth?
Yeah, you're foreign to us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
god.
so
He's half
there's
Jesus.
all those
Yeah,
illegal
technically.
illegal aliens coming.
So these two people, a guy and a girl.
Okay.
The guy was this documentary is hysterical. The guy's gay and he's like in theater and he's like, look how beautiful I am. Anyway, his dad's like,
Marshall
I
Applewhite.
don't. Yeah, Marshall Applewhite. He's like, his dad's like, I don't like that. You better-
Applewood?
Yeah, use Applegate.
Applewhite.
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 He's like, you better stop doing that theater stuff. So he's like, all right, Dad, I'll show you. Start a freaking cult, man. So he starts a cult with this girl, but they're not sexually involved at all.
Bonnie Nettles.
For years. They called them Bo and Peep because they had sheep.
Gotcha.
Because their
Really?
followers were sheep. Yep.
Oh, that makes sense.
Does
Her
it?
name's Bonnie.
Anyway, Bonnie died of cancer.
That's tough.
and he was like, took her back to the mothership. And they're like, well, why don't we just go back to the mothership? He's like, that's not the way it works, dum-dums. We got to wait for the ship to come over. So they're like trying to go spread the word of this play of Heaven's Gate. And they're showing actual where these members of Heaven's Gates are having like a town hall where they're talking to people. And one guy's like, well, how come you guys aren't up in heaven yet? And they're like, well, I mean, that's just, that's a pretty good question. I don't know. I'm not sure why we're not in heaven yet. And the guy's like, it just sounds pretty stupid. So the cult lasted for like 30 years almost.
What?
And they were just like, I promise we're going. And then they luckily found out about the Hale-Bopp comet. And so that guy was like, this is the mothership. The Hale-Bopp comet is Jesus passing over us. And we just got to time it exactly right. And we'll just right up there.
Isn't it crazy how these people like what a coincidence?
Well, they're
that-
grasping
that's
at straws
the
now. I
things
mean,
that
they're-
are
I know
happening, right?
we're like coming in and just hearing it explained,
know.
like, but it's like,
But it's just like, how
I would love to
perfect.
go back there and be like, what's happening?
The best
Well,
part,
like if I went to church today and the priest was like, the rapture is happening now, I'd be like, all right, well, why now? Like
Andrew's like, I went to go to church. They're like, the rapture's happening. You better suck my
there's usually nothing we need to do.
What?
So
well,
they're
yeah,
like,
that's a good point.
like,
That's
well,
a
I
good
don't
point.
need to drink any Kool-Aid. Quit passing stuff out.
Yeah. Well, it's
I'm
just
not
like,
taking anything at this point.
put the communion away.
Yeah. All right, everybody take a cracker. Blood of Jesus. I want it. I like where we're headed with this.
So they think, so the guy's like, finally, this comet's coming. I can end all this. This is going to be great.
Right.
So he's like, Well, here comes the comment, everybody. We all need to buy black Nike shoes and purple blankets.
Oh no!
And we'll go ahead.
Nike,
It's a pretty famous picture.
It makes you jump higher.
Nike sponsored the event.
Nike
It's a pretty. If you pulled up Hale Bopp Comet, or Heaven's Gate Nikes, it's a pretty famous picture where like the crime scene investigators are like, there's just a bunch of dead people in here with purple blankets and Nikes on.
That's hilarious.
Like all of them are wearing like that style Nike. There.
Oh God.
Oh, it's not even like a cool Nike shoe. It's like
No.
Well, maybe.
And they all just covered they were like, so anyway, the guy was like, well, there's only one way to leave our heavenly bodies, cyanide. So they drink pineapple juice mixed with cyanide. They all lay down together. And then, I mean, we don't know if they went on the comet or not. There's no way to prove that they didn't. So
It's true. We don't
it
know.
could be. So anyway, they left their earthly bodies. And
on the
you want to know the craziest part of this thing?
Please.
This is
if
Did the leader do it too?
If you
yeah,
have
yeah.
it,
Okay. So the leader goes.
He did do it with
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
So the leaders. So the leaders.
He went down with the ship.
Respect.
The leaders. So
respect.
everybody in the cult has to be celibate. Everybody.
Oh,
They all get the same haircut. It's basically a butch lesbian haircut. Guys and girls all have the same haircut. Then he's like, everybody needs to be celibate. And they're all like, okay. And then some people are like, well, we're still having urges. He's like, you know what'll work? Castration. So he's just like, they're like, are you going to do it? He's like, well, no, let's try it out on Steve first. So he lets a guy get,
There's a survivor.
there's multiple survivors that left before that happened. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That doesn't count as
So
survivor.
he had a guy castrated, and the guy was like, well, this is terrible. And he was like, I feel pretty bad that happened to you, man. Anyway.
He's like, anyways, I'll be keeping these.
Yeah.
What?
So he like let a bunch of guys get castrated because he was, obviously he was gay and he was having sexual urges and couldn't stop it. So I think he did end up getting castrated himself. And if all the guys are doing it.
Wouldn't it help? It would help, right?
This sounds like
Sure.
This sounds like a gay man that like was raised in a Christian household that wasn't allowed to be like
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned Christian household. Guess what his dad's job was?
Preacher.
A preacher.
Nice.
I'll
say
I'll show you, Dad.
like he felt pressure he couldn't like be who he was and stuff like that.
He was like, oh, I texted you, Andrew. The guy was a band director at Alabama,
No way.
the college of the University
who?
of Alabama. The guy that ran the cult.
Marshall Applewhite?
Yes.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I texted you because I was like, what an idiot, Andrew. Stupid Alabama. Has a bunch of cult leaders.
And that's why you shouldn't root for Alabama.
Yeah. Heavens.
That's wild. I wonder. I'm gonna look into this
He wasn't there for that long, but he was like the band leader or band director or something.
because like this
Is
is a
that
pretty like
him?
tight
Is
community.
that-
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
him?
That's obviously older him.
Bro,
That's not in his 20s. It's like, boy, Heaven's Gate did not look good on him.
man.
Where did this happen? Like the actual cult?
That's a great question. California, Rancho Santa Fe, California.
Of course. Dang.
Dude,
I'm trying to find.
where, like, I can tell you right now, I'd never make it in a cult. First thing they're like, you can't have sex anymore. I'm like,
Maybe he's
all
like,
right,
out.
I'm out.
Maybe he's like, well, clearly you can masturbate. They're like, no. He's like, get out of here, man. You got to be joking. I just did it 3 times back there.
Y'all on your own. Gabby, let's get out of here.
It's a professional.
What do you think those stains are back there?
I don't know if he was band director. I didn't say that, but
Search Marshall Applewhite, band director, Alabama. It was on the documentary. It must be
Andrew, I'm
true.
going to be honest with you. I mean, this
I believe you. But
is not good for Alabama.
well, it's actually interesting because I know like a lot of people that were around that time, and like the music scene in Alabama is like everybody knows each other. So I bet I know people that know.
I
this
bet
guy.
they
No
do.
way you just said that.
He's like, hey, man, you know Marshall Applewhite?
Yeah.
No, I'm
used to.
freaking serious.
Well, he was
like,
a band director. If they were in the band at that time, surely they'd know him.
no,
think
I'm
I
saying
texted
like,
you guys
like
about it.
directors know people.
Oh,
So like
directors
yeah.
know,
So
okay.
like I could probably go to my band director at UNA and be like, did you
Look
know
at his
Marshall
middle name.
Applewhite?
Look at his middle name. Herf.
Herf.
That's rough, dude.
That is right.
That sounds like a cartoon character.
That's not what you want.
There it is. Was a former music teacher at the University of Alabama in
Yeah, I
Tuscaloosa.
think he might have taught singing.
So
Because he was
whatever,
a
dude. It's all the same.
Heaven's Gate.
So basically, he's with.
No,
He's
for
a.
clarity, he was not the band director.
All right,
anymore.
for
Directed the
clarity,
band.
for clarity, he's a. If you support Alabama, in any way or fashion, you're basically a cult leader.
I don't say you're a cult leader. You support cults
Oh, okay.
Okay.
and
Kill
killing
people
and mass suicides.
and not having
So
sex.
to be clear, if you like
That
the
makes sense for
University of
Andrew.
Alabama,
Yeah, it does.
you don't like sex, you like cults, and you What?
Sounds just like Andrew. You're describing Andrew.
Andrew's like, they weren't too far off with the Haley Bob comet, guys.
He's like, we don't know.
It was the wrong comment. There's another one coming.
Did you hear about?
They miscalculated.
What's the Hawaiian or the object that they think is a mothership? Umama Mama or something.
What?
Look up
crazy.
alien.
man,
No, like
I'm
actual
starting-
physicist.
I'm starting to worry.
I'm worried
how
about
much-
Dusty,
I'm
yeah.
starting to worry how much-
He just said actual physicist.
Hey man, I'm starting to worry about
Look
how much
alien
you're-
mothership name because it's like a Hawaiian name because they found it at
start a call.
they found it at a Hawaiian observatory.
Hey, do we need to have a conversation with you?
Oh, there it is.
Intervention
Like,
with
right there.
Dusty.
The New York Post, perfect. Dang it, Andrew. Look,
I mean, that could have been more perfect.
there's an actual Harvard professor that wrote a paper on this. He's a physicist.
Oh my
He thinks they thought it was an asteroid, and he was like, asteroids don't fly like that. It's probably a
Oumuamua. There was
Oumuamua.
another asteroid that didn't fly like that years ago. And it was,
Oumuamua.
no, they just think it was
It was a
something
speck of
What do you
dust.
do? All right. We got 10 minutes. Let's talk about the last one that's not on my list, but I want to bring it up because I love talking about this.
They're reaching for the bars.
The Church of Scientology.
Dude,
Oh,
it's a cult.
It is
boy.
my
That's for
favorite.
sure.
Who's
cult.
the girl, the actress that Joe Rogan had on years ago, talked about it?
Leah Remini,
I think so.
because she left and she's trying to
Dude,
blow them up
she
big time.
Is
Tom
that-
Hanks is
her talk,
isn't he?
No,
He used to be.
Matt or
Oh, he used to be.
No, Tom Hanks
Tom-
wasn't.
No,
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise still
Tom
is.
Cruise,
Tom
not
Cruise
Tom
is
Hanks.
like-
My bad.
Tom
I knew,
Cruise.
I knew who you meant.
Tom Cruise is like in.
How
Like,
about Greek?
everybody he
Like, he's like a
interacts-
leader.
But no, he's not. He's like every interaction he has with humans is like a Scientology person. They like place people around him.
So what about who's the guy from Greece? John Travolta. He's in it too.
Oh really?
What's Will Smith?
Will
Is
Smith
that it?
is too.
He's not a
he?
Scientologist, is he?
I thought that because wasn't it the ultimate sign of disrespect to slap?
Oh,
someone?
right, because the guy
'Cause they
that
don't
runs Scientology slaps people in the face.
Yeah.
He's like.
I'll slap you.
So the best part, my favorite part about this,
But that girl on the Joe Rogan podcast, if you haven't listened to it, you should go.
there's a
listen to it.
documentary that she has run
Really
about it on Netflix.
She talks a lot.
Hey man, like
Hey, do we need to have an intervention with you? It's too much, dude.
I know a lot of stuff, man.
I know. I'm worried about you though.
So she
I'm
left the
afraid of what
church.
to say next because he's gonna say there's a
I
documentary.
mean, my
Let's just moving forward. Anything that you guys want to talk about, I've seen a documentary on it.
as long as it has to do with aliens.
So I mean, definitely.
Or cults.
So here's the crazy thing. What was the guy's name that started
Or
Scientology?
monkeys, apparently.
Mr.
No, search it. They
Mr.
It's
start-
science.
No, it was
Bill Nye the science guy.
Bill
Did
Nye, the
Oprah- did
Scientology
Oprah do
guy.
Scientology?
I don't
I
think
hate
so.
that guy.
L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh yeah.
He was you're gonna be shocked. His career before cult leader, science fiction writer,
Yeah, he's written
Nice.
like hundreds of science fiction.
and all about aliens and stuff. So he came up with this grand scheme. So basically, aliens came and dropped people in volcanoes,
Right.
and then they grew into be people. And then if you get to the top level, they'll pull you out of the volcano and take you to the mother planet. or
Okay, so I feel like Tom Cruise should be at that top level. Like, I mean,
well, do you want to know how you get to the top levels in Scientology? You pay money.
Yeah, you don't want to tell the rich people who are giving you money the truth.
So you know they open. I watched a documentary on this.
like, oh, you're so close. You just need to make a little bit more money. It's like Tom Cruise is like,
That's
I'm
how
a-
they do it. Then
I'm
they'll-
a billionaire.
they make-
like, what do you want from me?
They make like more levels. Like, you're like, oh, you still got more.
Tom Cruise is worth like upwards of $1 billion.
a lot.
It's gotta
he,
be close.
he gives them a lot.
But the goal is to be
He's spending all his money in Scientology.
the goal is to be clear. So there's like levels to it, and if you get to the top level, you're like totally clear and you can like see whatever. But there's always another level, just like Andrew said. And the only way to get to the next level, they're like, well, you have to do this, and then $500,000, and then you'll be. And they're like, well, how much was that? And they're like, just $700,000.
It went up.
How? Like,
And so Tom Cruise is just like, dude, I'm about to be so clear. I'm gonna be transparent. That's how clear I'm gonna be.
I don't know, man. It's like
the-
if someone were to come to me and they're like, "Well, you're a Christian, like you don't know that's right, you know, but I'm also not killing people." Donating
fair,
huge
Scientology-
amounts. of
but if they're
money.
also saying like in the same sentence, they're like, hey, believe in this, but also give us a lot of money.
Right. I mean, I donate
that's just-
money, and then you literally, like our church. I don't know about everyone. Our church literally tells us what they do with our money that we give.
You could probably
Sure.
have like a
Like-
board. Yeah.
Well, it's like it's good stuff, you know. And it's kind of it's.
I mean, you're paying salaries of the
True.
people of the church, but like you're also like you're seeing
There's a
it go
mission
other-
trip. You're like, you know, they do out like Teacher Appreciation Week. Our church literally brought a bunch of food, and teachers could just come through and pick up food and
Yeah.
leave.
I mean,
with it.
most churches that are legit have like a board
You
of
see-
members that.
Right. You see what I'm saying, though, is like you're donating some money
That
and
are
you
all
see
Palestine
some stuff going
Yeah.
on. You don't see people dying. You know, it's like, all right, we got
Where'd Steve go?
Yeah, we got.
That's like
we're gonna kill Steve this
the-
Sunday.
This dude, what was his name?
L. Ron Hubbard.
Is he still alive?
No,
Elron.
but there are videos.
Elron, isn't that the guy on Lord of the Rings?
So the crazy thing is
Elron.
you would think that this happened like forever ago. There's videotapes of this guy, like on a boat, like, hey, I'm L. Ron Hubbard. I just started a religion. It's pretty sweet. You guys want to like hang out?
Like,
Wait, when did he die?
That's what I'm saying. Like
70s or 80s, maybe.
here's
didn't know that.
my stipulation with it is like if you're donating all this money, then all of a sudden the leader of it is like showing up in like a Bugatti,
A Bentley?
and, like like a Bentley, like what's up, losers?
Are you guys clear yet?
I'm crystal clear.
Like he's
Crystal
on a
meth.
he's out on a yacht, like doing a like pitching an ad for it. It's like hey,
I'm on a boat.
where'd you get that yacht? Like what's it?
Yeah.
Wait, the best part, it maybe could be that the guy that took over for L. Ron Hubbard, look up leader of Scientology right now. He's a weird
Tom
guy.
Cruise.
No, it's like David something. David Miscavige. So for like 5 years,
look at that
for,
guy.
for like, dude, wait, stop.
He has very blue
For
eyes.
5 years, they were like, hey man, where's your wife? And he's like, she's fine. They're like, well, yeah, just bring her out.
yeah.
Just bring her out. And he's like, she's busy right now. And they're like, no, just bring her out so we know she's fine. Nobody can reach her. And he's like, I'm telling you guys, she's totally super alive, definitely not dead. And she'll come out when she's ready. And then they brought her, like years went by and they brought her out and she was like, hi everybody, I'm totally alive and fine. And I'm definitely his wife still. And you're like, wait a minute. You just like in a cage for 5 years. And then he just was like, if you say one word, I'll put you back in the cage. So this guy's just like, he trapped his wife basically. If you say a word to him that he doesn't like, he slaps you in the face. He like chokes people out. He puts them in like Scientology prison. He's basically a scumbag.
Click his wife. Oh boy, Shelly, I feel bad for
Shelley.
you.
Yeah, well, she's
He looks like
she's a redhead,
He
though.
looks like the guy from
just
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
search was Shelly Miscavige ever found?
The guy that's like, I should pop my top.
Wait, this is the girl who's like,
Yeah, that's Leah Remini.
she's like coming out against it.
Yeah, because she was a member.
Oh, her.
Yeah, and she gave like so much
she's-
money to them, dude.
And she like grew up in the
She's
Yeah.
on
Her
what's
parents.
that? What's
King of Queens.
yeah, King of
Yeah.
Queens.
She gave so much money.
a lot, yeah.
And then
so now she's like,
well,
coming.
now she's like telling stories about it. And if,
How
dude,
messed up it is.
let me tell you something. If the stories that she's telling are accurate and they're not like exaggerated.
Did you say it is?
It's
Well, we don't know.
no, I'm saying.
And she's like, yeah,
I'm
they're
just
for
saying-
sure
I was
true.
I was there.
If there's no I was in the building.
it's on the Joe Rogan experience.
If there's
Oh my God.
if she's not exaggerating, it is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
it's actually nuts.
They are like, they beat people. If you leave, if you're like, hey, I'm out, they're like, oh, that's fine. That's cool. Nobody will definitely follow you for the rest of your life. And they have like people following them and like harassing them. They'll put private investigators on them and like try to blackmail them for the rest of their lives.
So she's talking about like they have this like really weird thing, like you can't do anything wrong, and like people will know because you're like obligated to tell, basically like tattle and like write reports up for people.
Like people will tell on their
So
parents.
so and so did this, you know, but it's like it could be the most simple thing you could think of, and it's nuts. And she was talking about Tom Cruise, and that's why I said earlier, like Tom Cruise, they like everybody that he works with is also Scientology workers, and like so it's
Right.
like because like they just keep him in this bubble.
Well,
They
because
don't wanna-
he's their like. I mean,
Isn't
he's
it
their bread
crazy?
and butter.
Yeah.
Isn't
Like,
it
he's-
crazy that Tom Cruise, this is like a psychotic thing to follow, and nobody likes it. If you talk to anybody, they're like, Scientology's stupid.
Yeah.
And then Top Gun Maverick comes out and they're like, all right, he's fine. It's pretty sweet what he does in the planes. You guys see that? He does his own stunts.
I mean, it goes back to the old thing. I don't really care what Tom Cruise does when he's not making movies. That's up to him.
Yeah.
But as long as he makes those killer movies, I'm good with it.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
fair.
really.
You are the problem.
now that he's following a lizard.
So
guy,
I've heard
that's
this
up to
is
him.
this is just something that like I saw on probably like social media somewhere, but like I heard that Tom Cruise was like considered as a superhero, like to be casted as a superhero for either DC or Marvel, but they decided against it because they said it was going to be too hard and too much money to make him look taller compared to everybody
He's
else.
very short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How tall is Tom Cruise?
5'6".
I think he's like-
Let's take a guess.
I think he's like Rachel's height, 5'5".
5'5". I'm gonna say sub 5'5". Sub 5'5".
I said 5'6".
Sub 5'5".
I feel like he's taller
Andrew?
than 5'5".
5'5".
But
So just put,
gotta- you
just
gotta
put,
put in height.
Just put in height. It'll be the first thing that pops up.
dude, you're
Just-
not gonna, 5'7".
Okay, 5'7".
According to Wikipedia, I don't know
dude,
if that's
5'7" is
5'7" on Wikipedia. That's
Yeah,
probably Tom
it's
Cruise
probably-
edited it.
Yeah.
it's probably 4. It's probably I was gonna say that's probably like 4 foot.
It's like back in the old wrestling days when we were like from Death Valley at 450 pounds, The Undertaker. And you're like, that guy's maybe 200 pounds.
How tall are you?
5'8".
Okay.
I'm 5'10".
So I would say that he's shorter than 5'7".
I would say he's shorter than 5'7". He's definitely shorter than Andrew.
Pull up Andrew Weiss plus Tom Cruise and see if they have somebody's made a chart. Why are you not doing it?
He's definitely shorter than Dan.
The fact that
Dan
have you
who?
s-
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean Andy?
yeah, Andy.
I got confused.
Have you
Ooh,
seen the
Dandy.
Have you seen
Dandy,
the new TV show Jack Reacher?
It's good.
We watched some of
I haven't
it.
seen the TV show.
I'll be honest with you, man. It's hard. Like I love Tom Cruise movies. He's great in all of them. It's hard for me to imagine him as Jack Reacher now. The new guy who's Jack Reacher is Jack Reacher.
Is that from The Office? That guy?
No, he's from Blue Mountain State.
Talking about
He's
John
a li- He's like the,
Yeah,
no,
He's
no, no,
you're thinking
no.
of Jack Ryan.
Yeah,
Jack Ryan. Same.
No, it's not.
It's like the same thing.
Jack Ryan is military.
It's the same thing, dude. What are you saying?
Tom Clancy
Jack
versus-
Reacher.
And Jack Ryan, whatever. Tom
Dude,
Clancy.
That
whatever.
guy is. They said like he said I need to put on 20 more pounds of muscle for the next season. I mean he's huge. You're
There's
like,
only
wow,
one
like-
way to do that.
Well, he didn't say he wasn't going to take steroids. I'm just
That's what
telling-
John Krasinski said?
No, it's not him. It's the guy off of Blue Mountain State. Who's seen Blue Mountain State?
I have.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the greatest show ever.
It's very funny.
He's Dad. He's a linebacker. Who's my favorite character.
Oh, he's the worst character, that guy?
He's the best, dude. That's my favorite character.
Wait, pull it up.
What am I looking at?
Blue Mountain State.
Dude, yeah, look up Blue Mountain.
Yeah, look up Blue Mountain State and show me which. If it's the worst character, I'm going to be so
He's
mad.
not the worst. He's the best character. Alan Ritt.
Oh my God, that's the worst character on the show.
Dude, Thad Castle is the best character.
He's
on
the
show.
guy that has the micro penis in New Girl.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it is.
Oh, he's in New Girl.
Yeah, he has a
For
micro
one
penis.
episode.
Yeah.
For one episode.
Dude,
He's like this hipster artist and he has a micro penis and she can't break
He's a
up with him.
hipster artist. I need to go back and watch that, dude. If you watch him in Blue Mountain State, Thad Castle
I've
is
seen
one of the
Blue
best fictional characters ever made. He's
That's because
the-
that is Mabry.
He's-
Mabry's like, it's me. I
Me and him would
am.
have been sad, so much fun together. I wanted him to be a real person so bad.
Mabry just wanted somebody that was like him.
Dude, he's crazy. I was not. That dude is crazy in Blue Mountain.
Did you guys learn anything about Colts today?
I did.
I did,
There's one,
honestly.
There's
A
one
lot about you
lingering
today.
question.
Yeah, lingering question.
The elephant in the room, if you will.
Was he a
you talking
teacher at
about CrossFit?
Alabama?
Is CrossFit a cult?
Yes.
Oh
So if it is, all right, here's my.
no. Nobody's,
Wait, are we
So-
saying that
so
cults
you-
are bad? All cults
So
are
we
bad?
were. I was about to
Yeah.
say we were saying cult. The word cult gets a bad rap because
rightfully so.
I will say I just looked
because
up
of all the negative things that have happened with it. But CrossFit is bringing health and fitness on a functional level to the world.
You are literally changing your lifestyle to conform to a group of other people. That's a cult. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
so the definition of a cult is
There you
a
go.
system of religious veneration and
Okay.
devotion
We're not religious.
Nope.
directed toward a particular figure or object.
Never mind. Nope.
Nope,
Alright,
it's
so
not. Then you
follow-
said religious, not
Yeah.
religious. So
Maybe other
It's not
gyms.
we tried. It's
maybe,
maybe,
other gyms, not this gym.
Well, that was fun,
You know,
boys. Whoa, go ahead. Sorry.
Church of the Highlands is a cult.
Is it?
Then, right? Well, I mean,
Is it
it's-
really?
It's a good. I mean, it's a good cult. Like,
Just
if-
just a
if you- if
church?
you're a
What are you
Christian,
saying?
It's Church of the Highlands. They have one major branch, and they have several different ones that they branch off of. But if you go to the one here in Huntsville, like they built it, and you'll watch the preacher in Birmingham on the screen.
Who does he have sex with?
Nobody.
That's like
His
that was
wife.
like the
Doesn't sound
his
like a
wife.
cult. Oh, nice.
that's a mega church type thing.
Right, but is that not a cult?
Well, I don't know. It's hard
Well,
to say.
technically
what are
with
they-
this
what are they
definition,
preaching?
That's what I'm saying. It's a
system of-
religious
A
thing.
system of religious veneration and devotion to directed toward a particular figure or object.
I mean, if you're
isn't
if you're
every
saying that,
church a
then
cult right?
every religion is a cult to a
Right.
degree. Like if that's the definition of it, because
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
I mean,
It's non-denominational too. So.
Yeah.
the church I go to is non-denominational.
I dominate.
Aren't those the best? No.
I like the denominational ones. They're my favorite.
Like what? Who is it right now that's making like a weird like the Methodist? Like I grew up.
They're splitting up.
Yeah, I grew up Methodist, and
Oh,
I forget what it is.
I for sure thought you grew up Baptist. I don't.
There's
just
no
'cause
way you're
from
not
the
a
South.
Southern Baptist.
Yeah,
I was
just 'cause you're from
the
the
South.
South,
Yeah.
for a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
but
Yeah, that
But-
makes sense. Well,
But there's a mega church. It's called the 1122 in Jacksonville that does that too.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
it's like branches out. There's a church in Myrtle Beach that was like that too.
yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry, it was just they're called satellite campuses.
Mega church, aka
Cult Church. All right.
Don't drink.
That was
the
fun,
Kool-Aid.
guys.
Anyways,
Let's drink some Kool-Aid and get out of here. All right. Well, we're going to start a cult. If you guys want to join in and watch us,
let us know.
let us know.
We're gonna move to Guyana.
Yep. And have sex with your wives. All right. Until next time.
Goodbye.